I'm a teacher of biology and geography in Pohjankartano lower secondary school, or middle school if you want. We are located in Oulu, which is the 5th largest city in Finland. And do you have students there?
Yeah, we have the students.
Yeah. So I don't know if the students know where Finland is situated. It's in Northern Europe, next to Sweden and Russia, between Sweden and Russia. So the city of Oulu is located on the shores of Baltic Sea on the west coast, but we are quite high, quite north in Finland, not in Lapland, but about 500 kilometers north from Helsinki, which is the capital in the south. So we are having quite wintry weather at the moment, but for some reason today it's quite warm. It's only +4 degrees centigrade. But normally this time of year we would have like -10, -15, or even -20 or less. Yes. But I've been teaching biology and geography in middle school for about 25 years already. So I'm becoming a veteran teacher in a way. I have also taught in other schools besides biology and geography. Sometimes I've had health science, and I have also taught history and social studies in high school at some point. But my major subject is geography. And for your information and for your students, in Finland, usually when people study to be teachers, the primary teachers, they teach every subject, of course, but in secondary and in lower secondary level, we usually teach 2 or 3 subjects. The same teacher teaches 2 or 3 subjects altogether. And biology and geography are like this here in Finland.
Yeah.
Physics and chemistry teachers are usually the same person. And if you teach some languages, language teachers may teach two languages altogether, maybe English and French, or English and German, or English and Swedish, which is also spoken here in Finland.
Yeah. So thank you so much for giving these details. I'm so curious to ask you this question. Finland Education has been, I think, a brand. It has gained a brand image all over world when it comes to the standard education system. In India, most of the educators, they love to visit your country just to see how this country has become so crazy and so popular all over the world. So what made the Finnish people so great in developing such an education system that attract the worldwide attention? May I know the reason?
Well, there's no just one reason. There are plenty of reasons for popularity of Finnish education. I think the whole package, which starts before school, when children are like 4 years, 5 years old, they also already they are allowed to go and have preschool activities. And actually, it's now in the law that everybody has to go to preschool before the actual school. And I could tell something about the Finnish education. The cornerstones of the Finnish education system are high quality, affordable, and early childhood education, and free 9-year elementary school. So everyone needs to go to preschool before school, and after that, when they turn 6 to 7 years old, they go to first primary class, and they continue 9 years altogether and it's obligatory for everyone. Actually, nowadays, it's even so that every Finnish child before 18 years, under 18 years, they need to go to school, to some school anyways. So also the secondary level is obligatory nowadays. When you turn 18, then you don't have to go to school anymore. But most of the people, they go to universities and other schools after the high school or vocational studies. So that's one thing. And due to the subjective right to daycare, every young child has the early childhood education, and the academic success of Finns over the years has been justified, for example, by the high level of education of teachers. So basically, if you become an early education teacher or primary teacher or subject teacher in a middle school or a high school, you need to be at least master's. You have to have at least master's degree from university. So they really are professionals on their own subjects. And primary school teachers, of course, they are professionals in education and pedagogy and things like that. And besides that, they need to have basic information about everything. It's sometimes been a joke that primary teachers, they know everything.
Yes, I do agree with you. And now my students are getting ready to ask you the questions. Husnia, over to you first.
Hello,
Good
Husnia.
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Husnia. I am a 8th grader. Nice to meet you, sir. It's my honor to meet you. Can I ask you one question, sir?
Go ahead.
How does the Finnish education system ensure equal opportunities for all students, regardless of their socio-economic background?
Very good question, Husneya. The Finnish school system provides education on primary and secondary level free of charge for every Finnish resident under the age of 18, as I told. And the education is free of charge for everyone. So the students are given books. They don't need to pay anything for those. And they get also other school supplies. And they even get free school lunch every day. This has been for decades already, maybe 50 years or 60 years, the system that you can have school lunch free of charge. So it doesn't matter what are your socio-economical backgrounds. You get to go to school, and you are equally treated there as everyone.
Okay.
And most of the schools, they are public schools, so there are no better or worse schools here in Finland. Most of the schools, they are very similar. We don't have private schools. Well, we have some private schools here in the country, but most of the students, most of people, their children go to public schools, which have professional teachers and professional people working in there.
Okay.
Did this answer to your question?
Yeah. So in Indian scenario, most of the young generation, these 21st century generation, they want to become software technicians and doctors and many other technocrats. But not many people like to take teaching as a profession. In Finland, how is the situation over there? And I heard that teaching profession is a demanding profession in Finland. Am I right? Or what are your views, please?
Yeah. Well, you're right about that. It's not only the teaching that you need to do. We need to be doing many other things as well during the days, and sometimes even during the holidays. But the thing is that the teachers are highly respected in the country, but that is true that it is especially for young people who graduate from universities, they may end up to be teachers in schools, and some of them think that the work is too hard, and then they decide to do something else after that. But during the decades, for ages already, teachers have always been very respected in Finland. And people who like to teach, they have like, well, it's not about the salary or things like that. Of course, the salary is okay. It's not very high, but it's not low. So the salary is fine. And people who are interested on their own subjects, for example, for me, it's biology and geography and history, such things. So I like to do teaching in these subjects. And my students know that they can feel the enthusiasm every day when I teach them.
Yes. So that means your students are so lucky to have an energetic and efficient teacher. And I also have seen some photos on your Facebook profile that you are the expert in martial arts.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Well, that is something that I have been doing even more than teaching, and maybe because I've been doing judo, for example, for over 35 years. So that was the first place where I started teaching also. So it was natural for me to study to be a teacher as well.
Yes. So one more student is waiting. Gayatri, over to you.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name is Gayatri Salve. I am studying Tamil. Ask one question, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Can you describe the role of teachers in shaping the curriculum and how much autonomy they have in their teaching methods?
The Finnish national curriculum, which is being done in Helsinki, in the capital, we get new curriculums maybe sometimes that we used the same curriculum for 6 years or 8 years altogether, and then we get the new one when we realize that something must be changed. But the national curriculum determines the guidelines for school education in whole of Finland. So that's the basic thing. But besides that, there are, of course, education agencies in every city and municipality, and they modify their curriculum to be, well, they modify the national curriculum to meet local emphasis as well. So because it's a wide country, not that big as India, not by far, but we have different areas, different geography in different parts of Finland, for example. So we emphasize also those differences in curriculum. So the Finnish national curriculum is the first one, and then we have the city and municipality curriculums, and even in individual schools, we have our own curriculums, which of course lean onto the national one and the city curriculum. But on every level, these curriculums are made by professional teachers. They are not made by like people who don't know about teaching or teaching world. So that's one thing that makes sure that the curriculums, they work. And individual teachers actually in Finland, this I know because I know many people from different countries, and I've been even teaching in outside Finland sometimes. So I know that the autonomy which we have here as teachers in teaching, it's quite high. So we can decide what kind of pedagogy we use. Sometimes, of course, even what do we teach. But the curriculum is the standard, of course, and we look into that. but the autonomy is great. And that's one of the things that I like as being a teacher in Finland, that I can choose what do I do when I teach and how do I teach. So there are no, every teacher here in Finland, even in the same school and even in same subjects, we are a little bit the same but different. Same, but different.
Oh, yeah, thank you. And here in India, we have a system where the teachers is supposed to write the lesson plans before we venture into the classroom to teach the lesson. The same way, we have the supervisions. I mean, the head teacher or some other experts or maybe some officials, they visit the classroom to observe our lessons from time to time to monitor our performance. So, do you have this kind of things in your country?
No, not anymore. We used to have school inspectors who came from school to school, and they observed the lessons, and they tried to make sure that everybody is doing their work as good as they can. But I have never met one. I've been doing this for 25 years, and the system doesn't exist anymore, in a way. Of course, when we get to be teachers, it's not very easy to get a job as a teacher, because, for example, in bigger cities like Oulu, okay, Oulu is not that big. I told you that it's fifth largest city, but we only have a little more than 200,000 inhabitants. In India, I know that's a small village, but in the city size like Oulu, when there will be permanent job vacancy open, so there may be maybe 40 applicants for the permanent job, and they all are very competent. So it's not very easy to be the headmaster of the school when when we need to have some new teachers, because there are many very good applicants, and you need to choose the one who's the fittest for the job. But we really, I think the system itself, it keeps the standard of teaching quite high. So even when we have substitute teachers, sometimes when you are absent for some reason, sick or something else, even the substitute teachers, they are quite high-level professionals sometimes. Maybe there will be some young teachers that have graduated recently, but that's one thing. When you are a new teacher, a young teacher, you are eager to do the job as well. Even if you don't have the experience, but you do more to achieve the same things that the older teachers do, like automatically.
Yeah, thank you. And upscaling the professional skills is so important in this 21st century. Whether I am an English teacher or a biological teacher or a social science teacher, every teacher has to upgrade his professional skills to remain relevant in this teaching profession. So in this context, what kind of professional, orientation classes are organized in your country to upgrade the professional skills of teachers?
So we, for example, in the city of Oulu, we have an annual calendar, electronic calendar, which has a lot of these kind of courses for teachers. So they arrange courses for teachers, and okay, you're not obliged to go to a course, but most of the teachers, they go to many courses during the year in order to maintain their competence in the job, because many things, they change. We get new curriculums and stuff like that, and new technological things, so you need to be taught and educated for them as well. But yes, it is. But this is the same thing as I told about when we decide how to teach. The same thing. The Finnish teachers, they get to decide by themselves which courses should they need, and which courses could be like good for them, for their job, for their work.
Okay, thank you. And here is another question. Farhat, over to you.
Hello.
My name is Farhat Absum. I am an 8th grader from JPHS School, Elavaram. I would like to ask a question. Can I ask, sir?
Yes.
What are some unique aspects of the Finnish education system that you believe contribute to its success on the global stage?
Well, I think this was the little bit same question that Hari Krishna here asked me before, but as I told, we have a very long road for children to get free of charge teaching. So basically, they go to school maybe in the age of 4, preschool, I mean, or 5. And after that, they get to go to 9-year elementary school, and also the high school and vocational studies, they are free of charge. So they contribute a lot for the Finnish children, for their future lives. I would like to tell you something about the primary school still. I didn't tell you before. So the primary school differs from its peers in 4 ways. First of all, Finnish young people learn mathematics, natural sciences, social studies, and reading and writing better than most others in other countries and schools. This good learning, this is the second part. This good learning is fairly evenly distributed across schools. In other words, the performance differences between schools are smaller than in other countries, as I told you about the public school system. So there are no worse or better schools. They are quite in the same level. And thirdly, almost everyone completes elementary school within the target time without repeating grades. So the thing with Finnish education system is that even if you are not that strong student, you will get a lot of support in order to get the job done. And I know that in many countries, repeating grades is quite common. If you're not very good at school, so you may end up repeating the same grade again next year. But this very seldom happens here in Finland. We don't get anyone to get to this next grade for free, of course. They need to do their work, but we can give them a lot of support for that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. I think good afternoon.
This is Nitpika, an 8th grader from JPHS School, Elavaram. Here, I would like to ask you a question, sir. Can I ask you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
What methods are used to assess student performance, and how do these methods differ from more traditional testing approaches?
Okay. Well, I've been teaching so long that I've been using many different methods of assessing students, but I think the main thing nowadays is that we are using the so-called continuous assessment. And this means that we have 3 levels of assessment. The starting level, the key is to find out what the students already know and what kind of preconceptions they have about the subject they are studying. It's also important to set appropriately challenging goals for the upcoming course. The learning objectives serve as the basis for the following stages of continuous assessment. Baseline assessment is carried out in many different ways in everyday life by discussing the subject and preconceived notions together, by drawing concept maps or taking the baseline tests or things like this. The second level of assessment is the assessment of learning. It's about helping the students. Its task is to make learning and progress in studies visible and to provide guiding feedback that helps the student progress toward goals. It is important in the assessment of learning that the student can, based on the feedback he or she receives, change his actions, try again and learn. And the third level of assessment is the task of the competence assessment. So this is something more traditional, I think. So it's about describing at the end of the study period how the student's competence relates to the set goals. And typically the assessment of competence is done at the end of the study period, but students can gather samples of their competence already during the study period. For example, by doing essays, videos, group work, or by documenting their own competence in a portfolio. But also the traditional exams are given. So it's important that the students understand how the performances chosen for the portfolio affect the assessment of competence at the end of the study period. I think the secret of Finnish school success and assessment lies in the courage to pursue excellence by doing things differently than others. A good example is the assessment of learning. In many countries, students are repeatedly tested by national exams. Do you have national exams as well?
Yeah, we do have.
Yeah, so we do have some national exams for the ninth graders, because ninth grade is the last elementary school grade for us. So in the spring time, before they end their studies, before they graduate from the elementary school, they have some exams in mathematics, English, I think also in Swedish language, in just few subjects. They take those exams and that's it. We don't have national exams, for example, biology, geography, history, or other subjects. So the thing is that these national exams, they may give some results which are often unwanted by the students, and they are quite hard for the students, for example. So they've been studying whole year already, and they've been actually studying for 9 years and preschool before that. So it is very heavy for them to do national exams for all the subjects. And it's also very heavy for teachers' work because they need to do all the correcting and reading. So we do have in every subject like exams, but these national exams, they don't exist in most of the subjects. So I think that's one of the things about assessment. And even so, even if we don't have the national exams, we still get the competence solved in schools. And because the schools are quite similar, the teachers are quite similar, same but different, we can put the students to the line according to their competence. But I think it's a little bit more humane way to do it, because those national exams, they are people have bad experiences about those. And this is my class.
Okay.
So I have all of my lessons I give in this class or outside of this class, because I teach also biology. So sometimes we go out, and geography as well. Sometimes we go out. So this is the board here.
Okay, a digital board.
These are used for teaching, and also the traditional one. And as you can see, it's quite big room.
How many students does this classroom accommodate?
Well, I have capacity of how many students for now? Capacity for almost 30 students. 30. But okay. Because I'm a subject teacher, I teach many classes. in our school we have 450 students, and we have 2 biology and geography teachers. So me and my colleague who works in the other classroom, which is behind those walls. Those walls, by the way, they are removable. I can open the wall if I want. So we can combine also with the other teacher, the 2 groups altogether, and 2 teachers. And because we have half and half of the classes, so I have about 200, 250 students per year. So some of the groups, the smallest group I have now, I think it's 20 students. But the largest group this year, I think it is 25 students. This is different in different years. For example, a few years ago, I had the largest student group I had was 30. And it's a little bit too much because we don't have like, okay, we have SEN teachers, special education teachers, who can help you with if there are some special need students in the classroom. But in some classrooms, or some grades, some classes, groups which have 25 students, there may be many of those students who need special care. And unfortunately, we don't have that many SEN teachers. So this is why our headmaster and the city also has decided that we need to make the groups a little bit smaller. But of course, it's about money also. Sometimes you don't have, the city doesn't have that money to make that happen. So that's when the groups get bigger. I don't know how big your groups are.
It depends on the classroom to classroom, and sometimes 40 students, sometimes 30, and sometimes more than 40, 50 even. Okay,
and the age of the students in those groups?
13, 14, 15, something around.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so, I'll give you credit about that. So look what we got here.
Yes. Is it possible to take us a little outside your classroom?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, thank you.
But first, I will see where are you? So you are in Mumbai?
It's southern part of India. It's a little more close to Bay of Bengal, Andhra Pradesh. Yes.
On the east coast.
Yes, exactly. Same way. Same place. Kilometers away from Bay of Bengal.
Okay. Bay of Bengal there. Okay, so as I told about Finland, that's Europe there. This is Africa. So Finland is there. And Helsinki is the capital, and we are situated here. That north. 150 kilometers up there, and you are in Lapland. The population density, the northern you go, the population density goes down. In this area here,
yes,
north from Oulu, Lapland, the population density is less than 1 per square kilometer. So first I will show you what's outside. So as I told, it's exceptionally warm today. So most of the snow.
What's the temperature now? What's the temperature over there?
Today it's about 4 to 5 degrees centigrade.
45 degrees. Okay.
How much you?
It's not that much warmer, and let me check. Yeah, it's 26.
26. Yes. Well, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I could do that with it.
but when it comes to summer, I think it's very horrible here, and 40 degrees above, 45 or something like that.
Yeah, well, I visited India during the winter time, and the weather was just fine for me.
Yeah.
But I also visited Sri Lanka in springtime, and it was 36 every day and night, all the time, same temperature and very moist.
Yeah.
So it's different. But I have also been visiting Middle East, and sometimes it has been like 50 degrees. But you wanted to see the school outside.
Yeah. We want to see.
Now we step outside of my classroom. And this is the part of the school school that has many of the natural sciences classes. We have chemistry classes and physics classes and biology class, geography class here, and also I think you should see the home economics class. I will show. Let's see if we have lessons here. No, we don't. So this is the class that our teachers, they teach home economics.
Whoa.
As you can see, we
yes.
Yeah, they are. It's like in a restaurant. And there's the kitchen. So the students, they get to cook here.
Yeah. So that means how long do they cook? I mean, for the entire year, or 2 years or 3 years, depending on the academic subject?
Well, because we are middle school, we have grades 7, 8, and 9. And the 7th graders, they all of them have home economics during the first year. And if they like it and they choose to continue it, they can choose to continue it on the 8th and 9th grade as well. And they will have it maybe, I think it's two lessons altogether per week. But we do have actually, I don't know how long your lessons are, but our lessons in our school, they are 75 minutes.
75 minutes.
So one lesson is 75 minutes.
Okay, here 45 minutes.
Yeah, we used to do that as well. In the old times, we had 45 minutes. 75 minutes lessons, they are, well, I like them more because there are more time to study and do different things during the
So that
lesson.
means if you have the 75 minutes, then how many lessons do your students learn per day?
Usually 4.
4.
4 times 75 minutes. So the school day, it starts about 8 o'clock, 8:15. And the last lesson normally ends at 2:30.
2:30.
But there may be some voluntary subjects that they have chosen. And as I told, that we have the balancing thing, theory, practical things. So most of the practical things, they may be even from, they start at 2:30 and they end about 4:15.
Oh.
Yeah. So the practical subjects, they are 2 times 45 minutes. Yeah. So when they enter, the students, they enter the home economics class, they start listening to the teacher's instructions, what they are doing today. And after that, because they are working in groups of 4 students, so they start preparing food, and they do all the things that they need to do before and after as well. They tidy as well.
Yeah.
So it's not only cooking, but they need to have the ingredients, and they need to look at the recipes, and after the cooking, they will eat it, and after that, they will tidy.
So by the end of the school year, I think they become the master chefs, I think.
Well, I'm not sure about that, but at least they know something when they move to their own apartments at some time.
Yeah.
At some point, so they have the basic things.
Yeah. So what is the age of retirement for the school teachers in your Finland?
Excuse me?
Age of retirement for teachers.
Well, it used to be 60, But nowadays, I think it's somewhere near 65 years.
Oh, 65.
Yeah. And for example, because I'm not that old, even if I've been working here for ages, for me, it may be quite close to 70. So it's going up all the time because the demographical structure of the population in Finland and here in Europe as well, we are getting old.
Yeah.
Because of the Second World War, after the baby boom came. So most of the people, they are already adults, and even some of them are on pension already.
Yeah.
So it's improved. Well, it's changing all the time, the age when you get to the pension.
Yeah, I mean, every teacher has an app actually. When we enter the classroom, we have to register our image to inform our officials. Yes, I am present. And again, say when we leave the school, we also again register the image.
No, we don't have that, because if you have a certain amount of lessons per week, different teachers, they may have different times when they come to work. So some come and start at 8, some start at 9:45, some start even in after 11:45. It depends how many lessons you have per week, and for different teachers and different years, you may have a different schedule in every period. We have 5 periods. For example, this is my schedule in this period. So I have 8, 8, 8, 8, 9:45, and then I have a second lesson. And for example, today is Thursday, so you can see that I ended at 1 today. But last period I had more lessons. But no one is watching when you come or when you go. I lost your sound.
Yeah, that means there is no monitoring system that whether you are coming or not.
No, I know that in some schools somewhere else, there may be system that the teachers, they come to work, they put their code in, and when they go out, they put the code out. And you have the app, I understand, but we don't have a similar system.
Yeah,
there has been a lot of talk about this because the headmasters, for example, they need to be here from 8 to the afternoon, and also the school assistants. But the teachers, they are more free to go and come.
Yes. Do you have any awards or rewards to the teachers who excel in their profession? And we have a national awards and regional awards and even some other awards.
Yeah, there may be some very special. If you achieve something very special in teaching, there may be some national award for that, but it's not like every year thing.
Okay.
And of course, if you do something extra things besides teaching, if you are a part of a planning group or something like that, you may get some extra salary for it. But as teaching, what comes to teaching, you do your teaching job and you get your salary, which is decided by the lessons, how many lessons you have per week. And of course, in different years, during different years, it may vary the amount of the lessons. For example, when we had 45 minutes lessons in the old times, over 30 lessons per week was quite high.
Okay.
And the minimum to get a permanent job as a teacher, you need to have at least, it depends on a subject, of course, but you need to, for example, for biology and geography teacher, we need to have 23 lessons per week, minimum. 45 minutes, I mean. But now when we have 75 minutes, so it's a little less, of course.
Okay.
And this is our school hall.
Wow. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So,
And
do all public schools look like this? Do all public schools look like this in your country?
Yeah, well, they are somewhat different, but they are quite nice and tidy.
Absolutely amazing.
About some geography here, you can see the sun going down.
Yes.
Already.
Oh,
I know it's going down in India, but it's not even 3 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. Sun is going down. So quite surprising.
Winter time.
Yes.
But you know what? It has improved already, because during the Christmas time in December, it was so dark. It was so dark. 3 hours of sunlight and then it's gone.
Oh.
And I will show our teachers' room.
Yes.
Every teacher has their own post mailboxes.
Oh.
And then we have the teachers' room.
Okay, the teaching room. Oh, great.
Teachers. So this is for the breaks and having some coffee and.
Oh. So cozy. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And rest of the classrooms, they are either upstairs. There are some language classes, and also we have some classes outside in the other building. There, the handicraft class is there, and the gym is there. And this is the part where my class is situated.
Oh. So yes, it looks like a big school. And how many? I mean, how long this particular school stretch over?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Can you repeat?
So how long your school stretch over? I mean, how big is your school?
Well, I'm not really sure about the total area.
Okay.
But besides our school, in the same building, we have also high school, which is a little bit more, about 300 students, maybe a little less. And altogether we are so we are 750 students in high school and middle school. And normally nowadays the primary schools, or actually the elementary schools, they are in the same building. So in the same building, normally here in Finland nowadays, when they build new schools, for example, there are primary school and middle school in the same building. And also some of the teachers may teach both primary school and some of the classes in middle school. But because we are middle school and we also have high school, we have some teachers that teach in both schools. But most of the teachers, the high school student teachers are different, and middle school teachers are different.
Okay. So yes, those are the cabins to keep the bags and books in the classroom. I mean, there are some racks are there. Yes, these are the.
Yeah, these are student lockers. Yes.
Yes.
So every student has their own locker for the books and stuff.
So thank you so much for giving us a virtual tour.
No worries.
So
my pleasure.
Do you want to show something else?
Well, I think the tour was here. I showed the main places of the building.
Okay. Yes. So now I request you to give a message to my students before we wind up this session.
Message, you say? Yes, well, it has been very nice to meet you all, and you had good questions for me. I hope I answered to your questions as well as you expected, and you got the information of the Finnish school system, and I enjoyed telling about the Finnish system because even if I'm a teacher, I don't teach that much about the system. I teach the subjects. So it has been a pleasure for me as well.
Thank you so much for your time. Yeah, we thoroughly enjoyed it.